Now, to lighten things up, to finish out this crazy week, a lot of people are going to say this is not important. This is very important. I want to let you know that now Superman is very, very, very gay. Yes, Superman is now apparently gay. I want to tell you why this matters. This is the new comic book series has Superman gay, and whenever I bring up, changing characters or changing the race or the sex, it's not so much. It's never, ever, ever that I don't want a character or care if a character has those characteristics. Like that means nothing, right? It's when you change one intentionally. Like it's never just like, hey, it'd be fun. Let's just like put this character in this situation. And a lot of people say, oh no, it was just kind of like a writer's choice, or we're just going to try something different. There is always an underlying reason. It's all intentional, and they're forcing it, and it's not for profit. Okay. They're not making the story because they know people are going to love it, because it's going to make a lot of money, because it's going to go viral. It's going to become the new character we're going to rally behind. They are hijacking great stories and characters because this ideology, like pushing this kind of woke agenda, will fail on its own. If they didn't attach this to Superman, no one even would talk about it, first of all. And it's still going to, it does two things for them. First of all, it does get the agenda out there, and it also destroys the characters that we know and love that have characteristics that are representative of what our country and our culture is built on. Like Superman's story is so biblical and American in the way that it's told. It's fantastic. But in case you thought that, maybe it was just someone having a good time and they just wanted to like write a different kind of superhero and put Superman's son, in this case, in a different situation, it's always ideologically driven. So here you go. This is the writer of this comic book talking about it. And he said, this is the article, Superman is now bisexual because the writer says, quote, we don't need another straight white savior. Like, it wasn't because like, hey, it's going to make the story more complex. It's going to really add something to this character. No, it's because I hate straight white men. Like that's literally what it is. And I would never, like, one of my favorite villains in movie history is Silva from Skyfall. Fantastic and everything. Like it was never, the character was never, his sexuality was never the reason why the character was cool. His character was cool, and he happened to have that sexual characteristic. Like, that's the way great stories should be told. There's great female characters that I've loved over the years. It has nothing to do with changing, I'll be so mad at James Bond sex. Like, we'll just make a great female spy movie. And we've tried with Haywire. Oh, no, not Haywire. Haywire was actually pretty decent with Gina Carano. But, that's the other one. And then Salt and a few other ones that was not very good. But let's get into the article here, because I think this is just hilarious. Taylor, the writer, told IGN that he had queer characters and storylines rejected in the past, but he knew he didn't want another straight white male as a superhero. This is his quote. In the years in the industry, it probably won't surprise you to hear I've had queer characters and storylines rejected. I felt like I was letting people I loved I felt like I was letting down people that I loved every time this happened, Taylor told IGN. But we are in a very different and much more welcome place today than we were 10 or 5 years ago. It's amazing how fast things change, right? When I was asked if I wanted to write a new Superman with a new number one for the DC universe, I knew replacing Clark with another straight white savior could be a real opportunity missed. So it wasn't like, yeah, you know what, this story is going to be super complex. It's like, I have a ideological reason for doing this, and I'm going to do it anyway, even though there's no big fan flock to these kind of stories. There's no reason for this to be injected into this. It's literally just, I want to do it regardless of the cost. And that is a scary thing, because he is following the script and the narrative to a T of what he's trying to produce. It does, like I said, it does two things. It destroys a classic story that brings us all together, we all love, that we have community with, that we all know. And so it destroys that, and it also puts this new agenda out there in the world constantly, like telling your kids, this is the way to go. This is the way it's going to be. This is the way the culture is going. So get on board, because even your superheroes are following this script. And it takes a lot of brave people to go off script. It takes a lot of brave people to stand up and be courageous and not bend the knee when it seems like there is no other option. But like we talked about, there is always a cost, and there is always a fantastic reward in the end. I'm Ben Davies, and that was Off Script.